Association pour les victimes du monde. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Ramesh Govindasamy, Tamil Nadu from India. We thank the High Commissioner for her report. However, as usual, her report always forgot to mention the occupation of Tamil Eelams under Sri Lankan successive regimes. In Sri Lanka, the former president War Criminal became a prime minister and his brother is a new president, and during the 10 months of dictatorship, Eelam Tamils continues to lose their freedom, their identity, their religion, their lands. Even they can't commemorate the death of their loved ones in Mulivaikal or Black July, and recently the commemoration of the sacrifice of our Tyaga Devan Tiliban, who lost his life, who fasted and sacrificed his life without food and water and dead for 17 days. Victims of enforced disappearance and victims of genocides are still on the street for justice. 11 years after, they are all waiting for justice from this August Assembly. For last 11 years, the Association of Relatives of Enforced Disappearance commemorate the 30th of August as International Day of Enforced Disappeared. But in Sri Lanka, the police and military intelligence intimated and slapped more than 200 members of the national network. For his first speech at the Sri Lankan Parliament, the former Supreme Court Judge Honorable C.V. Vigneswaran was under harassment of Sinhalese politics, Buddhist monks and media, despite the silence of international community. Mr. President, we urge the UN Human Rights Council to refer Sri Lanka to the International Criminal Court, appoint a country-specific rapporteur for Sri Lanka to monitor and report to the International Committee, to demilitarize and stop the colonization of north and east of Sri Lanka. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Next speaker is Lepond.
President, we want to point out lack of information regarding Tamil Eelam issues in our homeland. On the High Commissioner Office, who continue to deny justice for the victims in north and east of Sri Lanka, which is totally obfuscated by Sri Lankan security forces. Tamil peoples are north and east of Sri Lanka are living under military occupation, the exercise and of privation of Tamil Act, and has led the discrimination against Eelam Tamils. For the last 11 years, Eelam Tamils women are living under military occupation, and its consequence, the mother of enforced disability are still living for the justice over 1,400 days continuous protection, and they are under Sri Lankan military and police harassment. In Ambara district, Madam Salvarani, Madam Amlanahi, Madam Ishwari, Madam Sebastian Devi, those women are the real heroine of our life and continually under military harassment, which is the appeal for asking to the Human Rights Council to have a nomination of special reporter for the Sri Lankan and refer Sri Lanka to international criminal courts. Mr. President, to revolve Tamil occupation and the mutilation of Eelam Tamils, my organization or argue the Human Rights Councils to double the efforts and focus on the present hate crimes and the hesitation culture and sexual genocide which is taking place in the north and east, to refer Sri Lanka on the International Criminal Court. Thank you.
Sir Tamil Uzhagam.
Thank you, Vice President. I welcome the intervention and the report of the High Commissioner regarding human rights violations in all countries. But unfortunately, in her reports, the Commissioner always ignored the structural and cultural genocide of Tamil Eelam. Land, language, library are the inevitable cultural traits and proofs of Tamil civilization in the land of Ceylon and the Tamil ethnicity and nationalism that is totally different from Sinhalese. The Sinhala Buddhist communal military has been doing cultural genocide in Tamil homeland. For example, on the 1st June 1981, the Sri Lankan fascist military and the government intentionally burned the Jaffna Public Library with more than 97,000 Tamil books and manuscripts that are source and heartbeat of Tamil culture. Today, Tamil students in the north and eastern provinces are being taught by the Sinhala Sri Lankan military professors who know nothing of Tamil culture and even Tamil language. The erasing and the replacing Tamil language sign indicating the Hindu temple with a Sinhala sign in Trincomalee and destroying signs of ancient Tamil civilization in Kilinochchi by the Sri Lankan Army and Archaeological Department are well-planned cultural genocide. The official giving Sinhala names to the Tamil villages is a cultural genocide. The destruction of these cultural identities and archaeological evidences by the communal government is equal to cultural genocide. We request to this council to organize a special sessions on Sri Lanka as early as possible.
Thank you very much. Sorry.